now that the epoxy has hardened, we've gotten the epoxy in and it's hardened, comes the part where we get it out. And I just wanted to show you that. Look how that excess and that overhang drips. And we're going to show you more inside the port in just a minute. But we just got to clean that out now. And it's just easy just to take a scraper knife. I try not to use a buffer on this area. I hate using a buffing wheel on aluminum heads. It's so easy to create a little warp in it, but this right here usually comes pretty much right off. So I go in here and scrape it, and then I got to take a sand roll to the inside of the tubes and everything and make sure all the excess and overhang is out. So right now that's what we're going to do. Let's take a look inside the port so you can see how well that I covered that, because that is very important. And when you get them covered like this, I promise you, you'll never have a problem with it. See, look at that. You can't see the metal tube. It's covered in the ends. Now when I go in here, blend all that out, and hit it, that epoxy would be deep in the crevices and press fitted right here. There's no way you ever go wrong with it, okay? So let's go ahead and get that out, and then we're going to hit the polish on the combustion chambers and hone the guides and the valve job, and we'll be done. Which the valve job is a special part on this. Okay, now that all the chambers are polished and all the touch-up work is done, of course we get to this thing here, the short turn. The ProComps have one of the tallest and most abrupt short turns of any of the heads out there. So how you roll across that and take the sharp edge out from the transition, you have to use a stone first. You take the stone and you start blending, and you're going to use it close to the end of the shaft. And then you go over the top. You got to keep it right up here near the top of the chamber. And let it roll right off the top. Now there's still going to be a little bit of an edge there, and the only way that you're going to be able to get it totally out is to turn the head around after you get through doing this, and you will be able to see where the edge was, where the stone hit it. Let's see if we can get you a look down in there. I don't know if the camera can catch it. Maybe, I think I see it through the lens. Alright, it's right there. Alright, then you come across it like this. And that's it. Now, it's still going to have just a touch of abruptness, but you know how that I take care of that. The next step is the cloth, and I'm going to show you how I do that in just a second. That puts a finishing touch on them that's got the curvature perfect with no sharp ridges or points to, you know, cause shear or anything in the air fuel flow mixture. So let's see what we got. Okay, as you can see, I took my, I think it's 40 grit paper and run through the port and up here. And what this enables you to do, I'm going to expand the view back a little bit so you can see that a lot of this has to do with the angle in which you're tugging on this with. It's very important. Okay, the angle in which you're tugging with, because you don't want to hit the bottom of the port and remove material here. So you got to keep it away from the bottom, and then you got to keep this one pulled up toward you, but you don't want it coming off into the seat. And then you just sit here like this and go back and forth. Now every once in a while you have to pull the tape up toward it. So you're sitting there looking at this, and you just don't leave it there. You got to move this backwards and forth to form the contour, but you don't want no pressure on the bottom of the floor. And it also goes from side of the bowl to side. You see that? Look, over here and then over here. Anyway, you just sit here and it takes a while to sit here and do this back and forth to get it to roll in perfect. But after a while, it will, and you'll have a perfect short turn radius. This is the only way to hit some of the abrupt ones, and even some that are not so abrupt. This is the best way to be able to hit it and get a good roll on that short turn. Alright, after this is done and all the polishing is done, we're getting ready in a minute to set the heads up over here. The next step will be valve guide honing and sizing to the 205-160 valves from SI.